Okay guys, so I'm just bored out of my fucking mind because it's 4:25, so I'm just gonna make a random video. Ooh, no, no. Oh no. Oh shit, no. Nope. Jaw versus Jawbreaker. Oh no. Hey, this one looks like it's gonna be hard.
If it's alright, I wanna kick it with you all night. Alright. All night, baby.
Hey, what's up guys? Thanks for joining us today on The King of Random. Batteries are everywhere and we use them in all sorts of stuff. And a lot of the time they come with warnings saying to make sure that you dispose of them properly and how they can be dangerous if you misuse them. Well, today we're going to take this group of batteries and we're going to run them through a series of destruction tests to see what happens if you stab them, cut them open, smash them, or even burn them. So let's get started. Not too long ago, I tried using a nail to slightly dent a battery to help balance a homopolar motor. Well, now I'm going to see what happens if I take a nail and drive it as far as I can into the battery, not just denting it on the top. Oh, it's leaking something already. There's liquid coming out of this battery. Well, that's a good start. Let's keep driving the nail and see what keeps happening. I'll be honest, I didn't really think that the nail was going to be able to drive this far into the battery. That is pretty much all the way through it. And it is still leaking. We've got this liquid leaking out, which I believe is potassium hydroxide, which is supposed to be fairly irritating if you get it on your skin. So try and avoid touching this stuff. Our battery is also getting pretty warm. I'm going to hit it with this little laser thermometer. 120 Fahrenheit. Battery is getting quite hot now. As a comparison, if I take a scan of the block of metal next to it, that's at 65. The battery is at 135, still heating up, pretty warm to the touch. 36. I'm just going to stand back a little bit and let it go and see if anything keeps happening to it as it warms up like this. Let's see if I can take an accurate measurement from this far away. It's showing 145 now. Well, if I get closer, it's showing 166. I'm going to try and pull the nail out. There's a battery with a hole in it. I think it's cooling down a little bit now. Feels kind of oily. Not like really oily, but a little oily. Alright, well I'm going to try that exact same thing, but I'm going to drive the nail in from the other side. More oozing liquid. Going in at a weird angle here. Let's see if I can straighten this out. Oh, and since there's a hole, I can now go all the way through. My thermometer is showing that it's up to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. You can watch it just climbing in temperature. Our other battery got up to 166 on here, and now we're only hitting 116, so it's definitely warm, but it's not as hot as the other one. Now I've driven a nail through either end of the battery, I think it's only fair that I try and drive one right through the side. It's warming up again. Just hit 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, something just made a fizzle noise. As the liquid inside the battery is spurting out onto the nail, it's occasionally making a hissing sound. Just past 130 Fahrenheit, 140. We're hissing and bubbling. We're hovering right around 150 now. And once again, we have a battery with a hole running right through it. Holding it still for a couple seconds, it really does start to heat up in my hand. Well, I would say that being stabbed with a nail is definitely not good for batteries. Now, since it should be a fun way to destroy it, and I want a good look at what's inside, I'm going to take a hacksaw and cut this C-cell battery down in half lengthwise. There's our black liquid oozing out. Alright, I've got this black paste just all over the blade of the hacksaw now. Turn this upside down. Keep cutting through it from the other side. Ooh, I think I've got it. Gross. Well, I've got a gooey paste here and a slightly less gooey paste here. It smells a little bit like ammonia. This paste looks like it's full of little metal flecks. I need to do some research and find out what is inside a battery. This rod is coming from the negative terminal, so this rod clearly goes down into this silvery paste. About the consistency of toothpaste, I'd say, maybe a little bit thinner. It's like really, really compacted dirt kind of texture. Now it's just this metal shell. There you go, guys, a C-cell battery. Probably a little bit difficult to fit inside your remote control car at this point. Our next method of destruction might not be quite so eventful, but I've always wondered what would happen if you just took two 9-volt batteries and plugged them into each other and just let them sit. I'm sure you're not supposed to do that. Let's